Yo, what up YouTube? So it's been a while, but I've been driving it. It's not quite ready yet for a nice pool, but pretty soon we'll get back in some action. Ended up having to get a little short block for this thing, but just picking up some groceries. Just trying to log down what's going on. Tune date's a little far away, so once we kind of get there, I'll keep making videos. But not to say I lost interest, but you get busy, kids and everything. So car's running. I've got like 630 miles on this block, so it's a little bit dirty. I cleaned it a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of just been sitting. Ended up having to get a Texas Speed short block, so we'll see how this thing goes. Right now the catch can's not hooked up, but it's been running. I'm gonna take it to the track this winter, hopefully fall. We'll see how it does. But other than that, a couple days ago, crank sensor code popped up, and let's see what else. Yeah, let's see if you can see this. Voltage, rich bank 1, bank 2, and then those crank sensor codes. I'll probably clear those out and see if they come back again, but more than likely you might need a sensor. So we'll see how it goes. I had the injectors cleaned recently, and we'll see where it goes. So the oil pressure is pretty good. Never really drops much more, maybe like 10 or 15 after that. But long story short, like the cylinder wall in number 1 had some scarring, and I don't know if you guys know anything about engine builders right now, but all the good ones are pretty much backed up for a few months. So it's kind of in a mode where I can either just buy a block all put together and just have it shipped to me directly, or take my time, kind of pull a rotating assembly and put it back through the machine shop, have them do their work and do everything. But I mean, cost wise, I guess it depends on how deep your pockets are, but that's another reason why I've kind of slowed down with this, because I spent like $7,000 on the blower, and then come to find out, it wasn't running like it should have, because it was only making low 800s, but it had pretty much been at that point on the stock 1.9 with the hand port and all the other bolt-ons and everything else I threw at this car. But with this, kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized there's got to be something wrong, because I kept taking it back to the shop for them to kind of tune it, figure out if there's anything wrong with it, put it back together, and then got a little G8 right here. But so I spent like $1,300 just to kind of get the car back to where it wasn't running 100% like it should have been. So I was a little irritated with that, so that's kind of why I just didn't go back online and post about what I was going on. But so I got the car back, and then we pulled the heads off, and sure enough, one of the rings had let go. Probably some detonation at some point, but unfortunately one of the rings let go, and then I kind of had to make a decision back at the beginning of the year and it was at a friend's shop, so I really didn't want it being parked there. It's not the biggest shop where you got like unlimited space, and I didn't want to leave it outside for half the year. So quickest thing was I got on the phone, was looking at like Thompson blocks, and then I looked at Texas Speed, and I'd been kind of hearing mixed things about both of them, and I don't know, this is my first time dealing with the Texas Speed block, so we'll see how this goes, but it didn't seem like it went pretty smooth. I know the not the flywheel, but the I forget what it's called, but the teeth is different from like the stock 6.2 that comes in this car and a 6.0 iron block. They're both Gen 4s, but this iron block had to get a different wheel for it. So with that, besides the block and all the accessories and everything, just fit right in. So it made more sense for me to just get this Texas Speed block. Plus, like, if you look at the price of blocks nowadays, they've just been going through the roof, and at least I know like I was gonna get something back from Texas Speed at some point. Like, they're not really the type to give you the runaround, so because they've been selling parts for years and years. But so it's a 408 short block 6.0, you know, bored out to like, I think the stock is 360, and then with the bore and everything, it comes out to 408. So we'll see how this goes. Appreciate y'all watching this video, and like I said, I've been cruising it, but it's had it was fine for however long, a month or two that I was driving it, but just like within this last week or two, it just started acting funny. So I think it's just a sensor at this point, but I don't know for sure. But thank you guys. I'll keep updating and